How's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing well. We're back with another Vivi video for set 8 of the One Piece TCG. My name is Peek and hope you're having a great day. This off the bat is a list that I've heard a lot of talk about. You know, with set 8 red card specifically, we got a lot of animal support. This chopper card is cracked. If you don't know, it's used in chopper decks. It's used in Zoro. Zoro's become a lot more popular because of this card. The fact that you, on your turn, when you're playing and attacking, you look at top 5 and you play an animal card with a power of 4,000 less, rested. Great to fill your board. But for Vivi, I've seen a lot of people talk about this list, and just the fact you can go super wide, super quick, because Vivi can give characters rush, right? So that means if we have enough Don, we can use his on play and when attacking the same turn to get out 2 bodies. That's kind of crazy. However, one thing that Vivi is lacking that some of these other decks like Chopper and Zoro have is the fact that they can give power or rested Don to these characters that have 4,000 power or less so that they can swing. Vivi doesn't have that. So this is a list that I had a while ago. As you can tell, we still have the Gion in it. This is a card that I haven't really used too much in Vivi in a while, but is a list that I had a while ago that I was kind of working on with this kind of concept. Thought it would be pretty good. Never really tested it because of that fact, because the fact that we don't have something to give rested Don or power to. We do have access to this Nami, which attaches 1 rested Don to a character. We could use this. In fact, I'm going to use this. Call me crazy, but I just want to cook. I just want to see if this helps. I just want to see, because it is crazy that we can use this twice in a turn, right? And if we have something to give us a rested Don, it can be pretty good. Also, if we have a lot of Don and we don't even need to rest anything, we could still use our leader ability to draw a card and then just give one of that rested Don to one of the characters anyway, right? Kind of getting the best of both worlds. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into this. If you're not familiar with Vivi or the cards in general, do a deck breakdown, then get into some games. We got Vivi, a 5 life, 5k power, blue-red leader that cannot attack. Activate main once per turn for resting to Don. You get to draw a card and then give one of your characters rush. Now, that is not the best, but people have found some deck builds to make Vivi pretty strong, pretty fun to play. Getting into the list, this is going to be very similar to the Chopper and Zoro list that, you know, probably seen a lot of with the animal package. And then with some of our top end for Vivi just sprinkled in there for situational gameplay, right? We've got 4 of our EBO1 Chopper, the 3/4 blocker, 1k counter, and then Don times 2, give up one of your opponent's characters, minus 3,000 power during this turn when attacking. Pretty good to get rid of big bodies, you know, an 8-drop Captain Kid, just pretty much anything that you really need to swing into. Then we have a 2k counter, super spot build Duck Squad, 2 3k power, 2k counter. When attacking, give one of your active leaders minus 5,000 power and then return this character to your hand at the end of the turn. Obviously, Vivi can attack, so she's going to be active, so we can swing with this and then get it back to our hand. So we can say, if we play out our Chopper that lets us search for a card, say we find our next card, this 3/4 Chopper, on play, play 1 animal character with 3,000 power or less from your hand. Say we swing with Chopper or play him out and we find this Chopper, that can play out this from our hand. We can swing with this into a small searcher body or even swing with this for a turn. And then at the end of that turn, get it back to hand. Obviously, Hiking Bear is a bit better target than this because if you attach Don to Hiking Bear, he can buff one of your other animals. But this is a target for this Chopper as well. Getting into our top end, we got 3 10-cost Shanks. Again, he's a little bit weaker in set 8 in my opinion because we can't KO anything. Like there's a lot of pudding for your yellow decks, right? Enel still is out there, so Shanks definitely helps against Enel super well. But if you're playing a lot of pudding like that 12k Big Mom, we can't hit that unfortunately unless we use some kind of power reduction. If you had like a Gordon or Raise Max on your field that you could activate and then still had your 10 Don to play him. Next, we got, of course, 4 of our new Chopper, the your turn on play when attacking, search for a 4k power animal, play it out rested. Next, we have 4 Hiking Bear, a 2k counter, and then, like I said, Don times 1, activate main. Give 1 animal type character other than this character 1000 power. We got 4 Robsum, a 3/4 animal, 1k counter. Don times 2, he gains rush. This isn't super applicable, but because we can give anything rush anyway, but you're going to want to attach Don to him to begin with because he's only 4k power, but it is also a 4k power animal that we can search with Chopper. Next, we got one of the best red cards from set 8, obviously because it's one of the secret rares, but Rayleigh, 3 copies, A cost, 8k power. On play, choose one of your opponent's characters, give him minus 3000 power to the end of their next turn, and then another, give him minus 2000 power, and then KO something with 3000 power less. Really great card. Next, of course, found some room for Nami. 4 of these, give Arrested Dawn to one of your leader or characters. Hopefully this will help with some of our 4k bodies, right? Next, 2 Gion. This is a 2k counter, but also 4/5, so she can swing. And then this is really good for the Nami matchup, right? You still might run into a lot of Nami. We don't have Pudding right now. Took it out to make room for Nami, but this really helps against Nami because your turn, once per turn, when your opponent activates an event, your opponent places 1 card from their hand at the bottom of their deck. That means if they're using like a counter event, like Nami does a lot, they have to bottom deck something, which really hurts their gameplay strategy. Next, we've got Boa Hancock, 3 copies, 6 cost, 8k power. On play, one of your opponent's characters other than Monkey D. Luffy cannot attack till the end of their next turn, then bottom deck 1 cost character. Freezing anything is just super good, and then 8k power is just really good as well. Love that card. And then getting to our events, we got 3 Rad Beam, 1 Dawn counter event for plus 2000, and then if you're at 2 or less life, it's plus 4000 instead. We've got Bad Manners Kick Course, 3 copies. This discards a card from your hand to give one of your leader characters plus 3000 during the battle. We have a lot of dead cards, so this is pretty good. We also do have a lot of 2Ks at 4, 8, 10. So we're still pretty good on 2Ks, and a lot of these animals are 1K counter. Then we got 3 Happiness Punch. Give up to one of your opponent's leader characters minus 2000 power for the turn, and then if your leader's active, again, Vivi can't swing, so she'll probably be active. Then give another one of your opponent's leader characters 1000 power. Really great. And then 2 Gravity Blades. I know just 2, but again, we're trying to be very aggressive with this deck, so hopefully that can make up for it, right? Bottom deck 2 cost 6 or lower characters with this, and then trigger, place 1 character with a cost of 5 or less to the bottom of the owner's deck. That's the deck list right now. Again, I kind of looked at this at the beginning of like set 7, and kind of when we were seeing like set 8 cards to try it out, and didn't really like the list too much, but a lot of people have been trying this out with Vivi from what I've heard, so wanted to try it again, give it another attempt. But hopefully this Nami can help. Maybe we can just be super aggressive, but let's get into some games. All right, we got Sabo. I don't really know too much in set 8 what he's changed. All right, we get our Chopper. Obviously, we're going second. It's pretty good. We'll keep. So on this deck, we can actually... Normally, Vivi wants to go second, obviously, because we can draw, right? But if we were going first, this actually helps us a bit, because on 3 Dawn, or on 5 Dawn, per se, we can... I think we'll counter on 1 here. We'd like to stay healthy. On 5 Dawn... Well, that's just rude. All right. I'm going to counter 1, because, yeah, he's going to be really aggressive, and I don't want to get to 2 low of life too quickly. So we're going to play out you. Bottom deck. On 5 Dawn, we can play this guy out and then give him rush, do it again, right? So now we have to wait to 6 Dawn, but on 6 Dawn, we might honestly just wait. Play out the Boa. So I can Rat Beam, give myself some counter. Again, this is kind of scary. But I would say that I think the better... I'll take. There's a Nami. Would have loved to see that earlier. Maybe I should just mulligan for the Nami, but I had the Chopper, so I kind of want to keep. I'd say the better VB list, I think we're just going to counter out of this, is the 7 Warlords package, which isn't surprising. Unfortunate. He won't be able to draw from this, right? Because if he discards, goes down to 4, you know, you have to be at 3 for Nami. But still gets rid of our... Yeah. Doesn't heal, which is interesting. I still think I will just Boa, freeze you, bottom nothing, and can't swing. But now we have a blocker out. But next turn we can fill our board with Chopper, right? We'll be at 8 Dawn. I can play him out, search, give him rush, swing at something, which is what I kind of want to do. I'm fully expecting to lose all these games, but hopefully we can just show off how cool it is to do this twice, right? And then putting Boa out does give us a bit... we'll take. Said we don't have any Dawn up for Happiness Punch, fortunately. Bonnie. If you give it Dawn here, okay. We can just block out, which is honestly what I'm going to do. You know? Oh, he gave Dawn to... She can't attack. Oh, so he can heal. Right. No, that makes sense. That makes more sense. We're going to block out there. Right. All right. I could just bottom deck them both. Is that better? That leaves me up a Dawn. Actually, okay. Here I am not using the strategy, but I think the better gameplay, right, is to just bottom deck these two. Boom. Swing 8. Can't kill with Nami. And then I leave a Dawn up for Happiness Punch. Because I can't let him have the Bonnie on board to keep getting that draw every turn. That draw and cycle. We are 1 life away from a Happiness Punch. A Rad Beam, but we can Happiness Punch, save us from that swing. And 7 Dawn. Kid Killer, but he is only a 5k swing right now. Only a 5k swing right now. If he goes for Boa, we can save her. Please go for Boa. Yes. Okay. We can save her. And then he'll heal with that. Yep. That's fine. Alright. So first we'll play out Chopper. Find a Duck Squad. Give Chopper Rush. Interesting. Just swing a little 5 with Chopper. Find a Hiking Bear. Well, yeah, this very powerful board we have here. But, you know, we could give Rob some Rush. We could go Rob some Rush. Swing 6 and 8. But then we don't have any count. Well, we have 1k counter. And he has a Kid Killer. So I kind of want to leave 2 Dawn up. So is that just swinging 11? He took the Chopper swing, right? He didn't counter out anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think I'll just swing 11 because I need to leave up for the Rad Beam because I'm expecting a very aggressive turn in my life next turn because he gets the Sanji. That's, yeah, all right. And then, of course, he has the Kid Killer. I'll need to counter out of those, so I'll leave myself 2 up for Rad Beam. And we can still swing with this board, right? We'll be at 10 Dawn. That we let go. If you're going to swing at the 3k bodies, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so he's going to kill the Searcher Chopper, right? It's fair. It's fair. And then he'll probably play Kid Killer. Well, Kid Killer will... Actually, he wouldn't be able to. He would have to... Yeah. I kind of want to stay above 2 life just to prevent the Kid Killer coming out because Kid Killer is a 7k power when attacking, right? But that doesn't keep it enough for... him to use that. We have to use a Rat Beam here. Right, does it... Is the Kid Killer a free heal to life? Because I think it's just when attacking, no? Okay. I can really just starve him out a little bit. It just feels so not Dawn efficient. Well, I can just KO that with a Shanks. I think that's better. If he wants to... I kind of want this 2k back to hand. right? So I've got to just swing this at life, use card action. I want this back to my hand. So I want to bait him to use counter. So swing at 8 or 8 to 7. Hopefully he 2Ks. Yes. All right. And then we'll just kill with that. And then we get a 2K back. Yay. All right. Bit of a slower turn, but we got a 2K out of his hand. He did heal. However, now we have an 8K body and a 12K body. Now we'll just 2K out of that, so we can't just kid killer, right? He does anyway, right? We have 2K counter. Depending on what else he wants to play out. I might 1-1. Because as soon as I go down to 2 life in this matchup, yeah, then he can just kind of free swing those for 7, which sucks because he can kind of recycle those by healing 1 back to his hand. We'll be able to kill 1. Oh, he doesn't swing. That's really interesting. I'm going to kill both of them, but then that'll leave me with no rad beam. So swing a life because we have to. But I don't know if he meant to just not swing with that one. Maybe he wanted to leave it up, so I want to kill it, but I had another Shanks in my hand to kill it. So we didn't really show off too much of the annual package here, but we did get the chopper a little bit, but it didn't really hit good targets. All right. So the Lindbergh. We had to let that go. Unfortunate. Let's swing, see if he gets any like trigger body out of life. He doesn't. I think I still am gonna do this. Just bottom deck is 1, draw a card, and then just leave 1 up for rad beam. Now we got 3K counter and a rad beam. He's at 1 life. He'll probably be able to heal to 2, right? But I don't think he's killing our Shanks, and I don't think he's killing us. He plays out a Frankie. Ooh. 9. I could just defend from both of these, to be honest. No, I can't. I have to take 1, so I'll take the 9K. All right. He just heals, right? That okay. We're gonna go 12, force that Frankie to come back out, and I'm gonna kill the Frankie. Boom, bam. I have to click no. Boom, kill that. Swing AK rush. Now we have a lot of counters, so I don't think I can die this next turn. And hopefully we'll get him down to 0 life here. Because now I've got 2 2Ks and 2 1Ks. And 3 life. So he can... We know he has 2 kid killers, right? Wait, no. We killed those. Okay. We still might be okay. Luckily, I used the rad beam for this reason. So that last turn, I countered out with the rad beam rather than any of my counter, right? Oh well. I didn't counter out, right? In the way that I was initially thinking of. But like, I wouldn't have countered out with the counter. I would have used the rad beam, right? Because of this turn here. Because I knew for my next turn, when it came back to me, there was a chance that I would use up all of my 10 Don, and it might not have a Don for the rad beam. So now that I have no Don, I have more cards in my hand to counter out with, making it a little bit easier to defend my life. So it's going 7 at us. We will counter out with a 2 and a 1. Because leaving 8 Don up. He's going to swing, and then we'll take this to defend Rayleigh. Because now he can play out 1 rush card maximum, or, yeah, GG. I don't think there was a winning. With the big bodies there, I don't think he could have. But he could have healed, played out a blocker, right? But still with all these big bodies, I don't think you can survive that. All right, we got Queen. I think I'm still gonna take second. But first, no, second. Okay, I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, we get the Nami. That's good. Let's see. We don't actually need to play out the Nami right away, right? We are in. We gotta respect that he is a blue deck, so he could just putting us too in the following turn. So even if we don't get the chopper, we can at least play out like rob summon a Nami or something like that. So he just feels silly. I think a deck like this in Vivi, right? It serves the same purpose as a Warlords package, right? Where we're just playing a lot of bodies. That gives our opponent something to swing at rather than our life, right? So even though we're gonna take this, right? Sure. So we want to find a chopper. We don't have the chopper. Oh. Can't bottom deck anything though. And not really anything to freeze. So I'm not going to, I guess. You should play out the Gion. I don't know. But in that same breath, I feel like the Warlords package is just a little bit better, right? Because it has just bigger bodies, which just works better with okay, and then action attach Arrested Dawn to you, so we can swing 5 and 5. Boom. He probably put something in there to kill, or maybe a trigger body. Okay, no, interesting. Give Gion Rush. Boom. Right, but this is just works that it can refill the board so much, except we're not finding the chopper, but is what it is. Luckily, we have a Shanks to kill one of his bigger bodies. Okay, and then that's fine. See, again, they swung at our board rather than our life. So we'll go here. We find rob some. We bottom deck 2 of our other choppers. That's very sad. We'll give Chopper Boy Rush. And we might as well give him Arrested Dawn too. Go here. Boom, bam. Now, I don't have any counter events, right? So we're just going to swing all. And we find this chopper. And screw it, we'll play out a duck swab. We'll play out the duck swab. Just to threaten him with our full board. Our board is so full and threatening. And that's a Sanji into a... Okay, that kills. Yep. We will be able to kill one of them. I gotta save one of these. So that's why I'll let that die. Right. Because his next turn, I'm going to play out Shanks, kill Yamato. Or really could kill either, but... And then Nami, boom. Action, give it Dawn here, bam, boom, bam. Still can swing 5. Yeah, there was like no point to playing this out, right? There's no point to playing this out because I'm just going to swing to just bounce it back to my hand. Boom. Yeah, I would say in like a perfect world, if we see the Nami first, like first hand, and we also see the chopper very early on, this can be a really good combo, right? Giving the Dawn to all of our animals, or at least one of them, to help us more efficiently swing. But, okay, playing out Perona. So maybe they have another Sanji. But if they play out another Sanji, they wouldn't be able to heal at least. Because they don't have a Dawn for leader. That's, we're just going to let that go, of course. Okay. That's going to be a 2K. Do I want to go down to 2 life? Not really. So I'm going to counter 1 and 1. Not swinging with that Sanji is interesting. I guess he doesn't want to lose it because he can't risk not having something to heal with, right? We're going to play out Boa so he can't swing even when you want him to. I'm going to give Boa rush. Give Boa more Dawn. It's a 9. Okay. I kind of want to pressure his board, right? Like I want to kill Gadatsu. So we'll go 11 there. Counters out. That's a big thing to counter out from. That's a lot. Fair enough. I think he's realizing that, yeah. I don't know, but we'll just get the blocker if he wants to save that. Yeah, sure. Okay. Pass. So, I mean, he does need to be down at hand size. Okay, there goes our... That's fine. Because now he can't touch our Shanks. And we have another Boa anyway. Counter out of 1, so then we'll be at 3 life. Get another Nami. Okay. Ooh. I think I would want to save Rayleigh to clear a blocker. So I'm going to do the same thing. Freeze that. Can't bottom anything. Give Boa rush. Kill, hopefully. And then get him down to 1 life. Okay. So maybe he was thinking of saving that, but probably would have been his whole hand if he does have the counter. He would need all 2Ks. Or at least 2 2Ks and something else. So now if he plays out... Okay. He can't kill anything and we can just counter out. I would have countered out anyway, but that's... Yeah. We're gonna go 8 at life. Counters out. Interesting. 12 at life. Okay. I think we'll still play out the Rayleigh. Just make these guys less of a threat. Oh, whoops. Draw, give Rayleigh rush. Swing there. So now... Because it's based off of cost, 8 or higher, but yeah. So he can still heal, but now Yamato's only 6k power, Sanji 7k. And we have a lot of counter now, right? Again, I'm not really too sure if these are good showings for what this specific build wants to do, but hopefully you get the idea that you want to use these little bodies that flood the board early game to give your opponent something to swing at so that you're healthier, you have more life and other resources, right? Because you're playing the chopper out. That's we'll just 2k, right? You're playing the chopper out that searches and plays stuff from your deck rather than your hand, so your hand size is bigger. We're gonna 0 cost this. I'm gonna 0 cost the Nami. It sounds stupid, but I'm leaving the gravity blade up in case he plays out a blocker. He does. I think it's still stupid. So I don't know. Probably should just swing out. Yeah. I don't think saving up for the gravity blade was Dawn efficient, right? We could have just swung with these 3 guys with the Dawn attached and probably got there either way. But you know, the strategy: you play out your chopper. He fills the board by searching for stuff from your deck. You have so not using up resources from your hand. And then in turn, you'll have a bigger hand to defend your bigger bodies, because still at the end of the day, our late game is pretty strong with, like you see these 3 cards here. Same thing with the 7 Warlords package, which I think is probably just a little bit better than this list, but still very fun if you want to try a more red version of this with the new red animal cards that we got in set 8. That is the deck list for Vivi for the animal package for set 8. Again, probably not the most efficient deck for Vivi as a leader specifically, although this is a very strong deck for Zoro and Chopper. It is one to consider, right? If you want to just have a fun time at your locals, do something different, this is something to check out, consider. Again, I think our perfect curve, I don't even know if we want to go second, right? Because of what I said, you can first turn, if you have the Nami, you can play this out, and then turn 3, you can play out any one of your 3 bodies and then still swing with it because of Nami. And then on 5 Dawn, if we have the Chopper, we can play him out, give him rush, you know. But even though I think you still want to go second, right? But yeah, that should be our curve, right? Playing out Nami early, or if we're on 4 Dawn or a 6 Dawn, right? You just want to use Nami early enough so you can get value out of these little bodies, right? And then you want to see Chopper early, like on your 5 or 6 Dawn turn, so you can play him out and then get an additional body out by using Vivi's ability to draw a card and then give Chopper rush to fill the board, right? I see this could work, right? Maybe we're onto something with this, but let me know in the comments anything would change, do differently, something to make this deck list a little bit better, of course. Again, I think in set 8 right now, we're looking at the Warlords deck list for Vivi probably being one of the better ones. I think there's other good lists out there too, but 7 Warlords package is just very, very consistent and very strong and does about the same thing that this deck wants to do, but with just a little bit higher power bodies, which is very good because it is hard to get efficient turns out where I have to attach Dawn to some of these guys to swing. You can see even with the games we played, didn't really get too many turns where I got to use the animals off of Chopper, right? But either way, very fun list, very fun time. Like I said, if you want to take something different to your locals, check it out. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you want to see more deck lists, and I'll see you all in our next video. Bye-bye.